Two things. Two things about me. I believe one is productivity. Productivity. When I was a kid, did my homework, and I played for fun with a purpose. Played for fun with a purpose, meaning I played sports and music and video games to get better and be the best in my class, and be the best in the school, and be the best on the team, and be the best in my year. And that carried through all the way to grade 12, grade kindergarten to grade 12. And then in university, you're not the best anymore because it's the real world, but you transition to just doing effort. It just comes down to effort. That's all it is. It's not easy. It takes commitment and sacrifice and ultimately effort. That's what it is, effort. So, and then I didn't quit because, say I turned that was in my 20s, in my university in my 20s. Effort. So I always had the effort. That's the part one, and the purpose and the productivity. And then in my 30s, when I became like successful and world level, it was even more effort. It was even more effort because you become successful, you become world class, and then now that group has its own competition, So if you want to excel at that level, you need just as much effort. You need just as much fucking effort. So 5 years went by, or is it 6 years? 5 to 6 years, 5 years of grueling effort to become the top elite. So the effort doesn't stop. It's just always effort. You take breaks. You celebrate small victories. You look back on how far you've come. You help others. You enjoy some entertainment, and then you just carry on and do the effort. So that's part one. Part one was simply effort, productivity, and purpose. And that carried out for me that carried out with me for my whole life until I'm 35 years old. Now, why do I say effort and purpose and productivity in general? Is because I had a lot of translational skills, I believe. Translational skills. For example, you don't know where you're going to go. When I was in my 20s and my teens, I believed I was going to become a hockey player or a soccer player. That was my goal, to become an athlete. Hockey was too difficult because in Canada, to become a hockey player at 14, 15 years old, you're on the national team. So I was 18, 19 years old and not on the national team, so I didn't think it was possible. So I switched to soccer. And I said my goal was, if I become personally so talented, then the success will follow. The success will follow. So I would go to the field as soon as I woke up. Just like Kobe Bryant. 9 a.m. Come home, eat, shower. Back at the field 2 p.m. Now, in summer, the heat is fucking hot. The heat, even in Canada, above 30 degrees Celsius. You need sunscreen and a lot of water and Gatorade and salts and fluids. But trained as much as I could. 2 p.m. 6 p.m. I'm training again. And when 6 p.m. comes along, all the people walking their dogs and the retired people, they talk to me. They're like, dude, you're out here 3 times a day, every single day. You must fucking be a professional soccer player. And I was like, yeah, I'm trying, I'm playing here and there. And they're like, aren't there scouts in the stands or something? And so that's what I did. And I had like a chart. I was like, if I do 5,000 keep-ups a day, I can eventually get to 1 million keep-ups in the air, touches on the ball in the air. And I would write it down in my phone. And eventually I got to a million. Or I got to 500,000. I don't know. And I stopped counting from there on. So I probably did 2 or 3 million as well, I thought. 2 or 3 million. And that was working on my touch. Then I did stuff like I would go to the school where the basketball courts are and kick the ball against the wall. I was able to kick. It's a tall fucking school. I don't know how many floors are in that school, 4 or 5. And I roofed the ball. I kicked the ball. Even a basketball, soccer ball. It was a soccer ball. Kicked it onto the roof. It's a huge fucking school. Kicked it onto the roof. And then I played for fun as well, like pickup games, campus teams, engineering teams, co-ed teams, competitive teams, professional teams. Anywhere I played to use my skill. I played anywhere to use my skill and just have fun. And so, but I didn't know how to fucking transition to, because I had the talent. I worked for it, but I didn't know how to join a professional team. Like, I got sick and I got injured and I never actually played for a real big club. But I played somewhere. And so that was my goal in my early 20s. The next goal I had was to become an engineer and a musician. And I did that the same way. Just working and working as much as possible. You upload a video, you write a document, but you're always fucking working at it. Became an engineer and a musician. Became the elite level, and then put in the effort to compete in that group and become the best there. So that's why I say this translatable skills. You never know what you're gonna fucking do. Athlete, musician, engineer, actor, acting, because you think you're good, but then you gotta fucking do the work. You gotta put in many more works, what you actually do, productions of work, to actually prove it that that good. And it's translatable skills because then I played video games, but it's like I didn't just play one video game. I played a lot of video games, and my musician fingers and my athletic reflexes and my engineering chess mindset. I only played 1,000 chess games. Other chess grandmasters have played tens of thousands of chess games. And I'm at that level because I train my mind through engineering, through science, through music, through math. So I built up the IQ through other works. So translatable skills. Play video games, I got the athletic reflexes and instinct, musician fingers, and play different video games. So I pick up a video game, multiplayer game, and I can become the world immortal rank because I got all the foundation. And to prove it, I'm in my fucking mid-30s. When most video game professional players retire in their mid-20s. I am 10 years older than like the oldest esports players, especially for these new games like League of Legends and Fortnite, Apex. I don't even know, I'm not their age, but these new games, they're like 17 years old, 18 years old, 19 years old, 21, 22, and then they retire. And there's like new guys come to fill their spot that are 17 to 22. But if I could play, I could definitely learn that game and be successful at it. And I'm 34. Because I got my musician fingers, my athletic reflexes, multitude of game experience, IQ, and game mechanics from playing different games. So that was part 2. Part 1 was productivity, effort, and purpose. And part 2 was relatable skills. So don't worry if you are training so hard. Life is long. Life is big. So don't worry if you are training so hard to become one thing, because the effort pays off and there's translatable skills. And you could use it to shift into something else and be very good at it as well. And but it all comes down to the effort. And the thing is, most things are like free, except for formal education, which you need a loan for or funding, like to become a pilot, to become a doctor, to become an engineer. You need a formal education. But everything else to develop skills, it's free. Nearly free. Like what? I got a $400 guitar and a $200 guitar. That's it. And then when I was 30 years old, I bought my $800 electric guitar. And with those 2-3 guitars, lifetime of fucking training on just those instruments, and then I made my work on those instruments as well. $200. 20 years, $200. Pretty good investment if you ask me. You buy some speakers, some amplifiers, some microphones, some effects pedals, some software. As the years go by, you add stuff to it. But how much time you put into that, it's a good investment. Even video games or Netflix or food cooking or whatever. If you put that much time into it, it's a good investment. Like if you buy one game, $60, but you're gonna play it for 5,000 hours. It's a good investment. $60, 5,000 hours. And like what else? Math, musical instruments, acting, sports, practically free to train. Like I have an outdoor. I live in Canada, so we have outdoor ice in the winter. It's free to use. So I train free hockey, and hockey is the most expensive sport. Golf maybe is the most expensive, but you go to ranges. You don't got to play on the course every time. You go to a putting range, putting course. You go to a driving range, simulation driving range, and those are cheap. That's probably like 15, $20 for an hour. And whereas if you go to a full 18-hole course, that costs you $80. But you just go on the driving range, $15 for an hour, shoot a million balls. You can even learn golf cheaply. And golf, hockey, skiing, those are like the most expensive sports. Other than that, what are you? Basketball, football, hockey, soccer, track and field, gymnastics, sprinting, long distance running, swimming, wrestling, boxing, fighting. So sports you can learn for cheap. Video games, like I said, you don't gotta play every single video game, but the ones you stick to develop those skills. 4 or 5 games, play those forever. You go to school. School from grade 1 to 12 is free. And then university, you get a loan and you gotta put in the effort. Because you're going to get a job at the end, which is going to pay for that. Even stocks, even stock market. I did stocks and poker. I became successful at. Poker, I played $5 buy-in or $2 buy-in. $2 buy-in. One penny, 2 penny are the starting blinds. 1 penny, 2 penny. Do you want to put in 2 cents? Fold, fold, fold. Raise to 5 cents. Raise to 10 cents. And I did that for 2,000 hours. Stock market, I invested $1,000. Buy, sell stocks. Goes up $500, goes down $500 in a year. 3, 4, 5 years go by. $1,000. And I learned the mechanics. I learned to do research. I learned to write reports. I learned to write Excel sheets. I learned to write documents. I learned to track data, and I learned to analyze and read news. And the most expensive thing about stocks and poker for me was buying the books. I bought 20 books of each of them. 20 books, $30 a book, $600. I spent $600 on poker books plus tax. $500 on it's like over $1,000 I spent on just the books. So that was more expensive than the actual practice of doing stocks. Because even when you do stocks and poker, the software is free. You pay a small percentage in a fee for both of them, poker and stocks. Just a small percent. So if you only got $100, you can still do it. YouTube streaming, you got any type of phone, like $400 or $500 phone with a camera and a microphone. I made my whole 1,700 videos. I don't got a professional camera. Every video I've ever recorded, sound and video, has come, and pictures have come from my cell phone. So whether it was older phones like the S8, the 2018 model, the 2015 model, or the 2022 model. I don't got a real professional camera. I don't got editing software. But even if you want to do editing software, you can do that cheaply as well. I did music editing software it's like $1,000, but you can get the intro version. I started off thinking I would need $1,000 one, and then I realized I don't need it. That's for studios, like movie studios and big guys with orchestras. So I literally need the $200 version. The $200 version. I make 4 or 5 tracks in one session, 4 or 5 layers, and $200 per year. So if you want to do editing software, now what might cost a lot, even Microsoft Office, $120. Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft OneNote, Microsoft Access databases. Back it up on the cloud or download it onto your laptop. $120 per year. If you don't want to use that, you can use Google Documents. They got Google Slides, Google Sheets, Google Documents, Google Presentations for free, but it's on the internet, and you back it up. Only thing you got to pay for is storage. 5 terabytes of storage. It's like $30 a month. So $30 a month. Pay for 5 terabytes of storage. I like to watch YouTube, so $12 a month. That's like not even a sandwich. You can't even get a sandwich for $12. Pay $12 a month, and you can watch ad-free any video permanently. Shorts, videos, posts, reels, highlights, clips, long form, movies, films, whatever, ad-free. $12 a month. That's a little life hack. A lot of you skip out on the cheap stuff and then get fucked by the expensive stuff. Rent is $3,000 a month for like a decent place, Canadian dollars, maybe 2,000 American dollars. Food and groceries, thousands of dollars as well. Transportation, thousands of dollars. Travel, thousands of dollars. Entertainment, clothing, eating out, gifts, technology, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But fucking everyone wants Netflix. Now Netflix is like $40 a month. Disney is like $20 a month. And you got Paramount, $10 a month. And you got like City TV, MGM Studios. You got all these other ones that are like $5 to $10 a month. So people be like, oh, I'm paying too much for Netflix. And I love Disney. And Marvel and Star Wars are on Disney. They don't know that. But I can't afford Disney. And I'm like, really? You can't afford Disney? You are traveling. You're wearing Gucci. You're wearing Chanel. You got lipstick. You got perfume. You got high heels. You got dresses. You got skirts. You got iPhone. But you can't afford $20 for Disney. I got sports in Europe. I got Spanish League. I got German League. I got UEFA Champions League. I can watch Serbian teams. I can watch. I can watch Greek teams. I can watch Formula 1 in Saudi Arabia with no ads. I can watch boxing, MMA. I can watch NFL any game I want. I can watch swimming. I can watch track and field. I got all the Netflix, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, YouTube TV, Spotify, SoundCloud. I got Twitter X verified that I pay for. I got Microsoft Office. I got Uber One. I got antivirus times three antivirus. I got VPN. I got comic books. I got guitar notes. I got stocks. I got porn. I got everything I ever want for 700 Canadian dollars. That's like 500 American dollars. $500 American dollars a month. $500 American dollars a month. Now, that's including my phone bill, including my cell phone bill. Now, that's not including transportation, food, clothing, rent, technology, gifts, utilities, TV, cable, internet, hydro, electricity, mortgage, insurance, gas. It's not including all of that, because all of that costs 10 times as much as all these other subscriptions I got, like Uber One. How many times do you take Uber? Uber One will save you money if you take Uber. Uber One costs $120 per year. And each time it saves you $8 to $10 per food order, food delivery. So you got to order about 15 meals to pay for Uber One. 2 orders of food. If you're paying $60 a meal or $50 a meal from delivery, that means 2 orders equal 1 subscription of Uber One. 1 subscription of Uber One. So, anything I ever wanted, including my phone bill, including my porn, including all my streaming, all my sports, all my stocks, all my antivirus and documents and cloud storage and Twitter verified and comic books, everything I ever want, and cell phone bill. 700 Canadian dollars, 500 American dollars per month. I track it. And that is less than food. Food will run you $200-$300 a week. $200-$300. It used to be $200-$300 a week. It's probably $400 or $500 a week. So for the price of 1 week of food, you can be the happiest motherfucker on the internet. The happiest motherfucker on the internet. For the price of 1 food bill per week. Because when you pay rent, when you pay utilities, when you pay for your technology, your clothing, your gas, your travel, your utilities, your mortgage, your insurance, your food, your housing, your education, when you pay for all of that, these little subscriptions are 10% of your total spendings. 10%. And I'm not talking about Netflix. I'm talking about everything you ever need. Now, that doesn't mean you go and get the $1,000 version of the video editing software. You track your expenses. You try and limit them to the basic model. So you don't get the $1,000. I don't get the $1,000 stock newsletter. I don't get the $1,000 Pro Tools. I don't get the $1,000 sports package. I don't get the $1,000 porn package. Right? I get the $100, $200, $300, $400 one per year. So it's mostly around $100 to $200 per year for each subscription. And that's everything. 10% of your total monthly spending is all the subscriptions you could want. All the subscriptions you could want. It's a life hack that people don't understand. People don't understand. So if I go up to you and you say you can't afford Disney, mind you, I just tipped you like $200. You are pulling in like $500 a night, and you're working like 3 nights a week. You're making like $5,000 a month at least in this underground poker. $5,000 a month. And you can afford $20 for Disney. Now, what else don't you have? Like Uber, you don't have. Twitter ad free, you don't have. YouTube Prime, you don't have. Amazon Prime, you don't have. Netflix sports, you don't have. Stocks, you don't have. Porn, you don't have. You live a miserable fucking life. You live a miserable fucking life when you can afford it. When you can afford it. These things are piss cheap. They're piss cheap. That's a life hack I learned. Because who are you? Unless you are... I'm living off disability and I can afford it. I'm living off disability and I can afford it because I don't pay rent and I don't pay for food. So I can eat at home and I can live at home. Which means half of my disability check, $600-$700, goes to my expenses, including my phone bill. So it goes to my bills and all my subscriptions. $600-$700, half my check. And I don't gotta pay food or rent. But if you gotta pay food, rent, if you gotta buy clothing, if you gotta buy technology, if you gotta put gas in your car, if you gotta buy insurance, if you gotta pay for electricity, TV, hydro, internet, cable, whatever, if you gotta pay all these travel, you gotta pay, you can definitely afford $500 American dollars a month for dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of yearly subscriptions. Yearly subscriptions. How many is that? $500 American dollars a month. One subscription is 15 to 20 American dollars. 15 to 20 American dollars. You're paying a total of 500. So you're paying 50 subscriptions. 50 subscriptions. Each one $20, $20 American dollars. Comes out to 500 American dollars. 50 subscriptions. 50. That's what I'm saying to you. It's not just Netflix. It's not just Amazon Prime. It's not just Sportsnet. It's 50. 50. Everything you could ever want comes down to $500 a month. What do you work for? $30 an hour, $35 an hour, $40 an hour. That's what? 15 hours of work. That's 2 days of work. 2 days of work. You work how many days a month? 20, 22 days a month. 2 of those days to 2 of those days for 10% of your expenses to get everything everyone. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I learned that hack and I've been the happiest motherfucker ever since. Happiest motherfucker ever since. So, what did we cover in this video? Productivity, effort, purpose, translatable skills, life is big, and life hack of subscriptions. Life hack subscriptions. And going forward, like, I don't know what the fuck am I done. Am I done, bro? Because I'm older. I'm a lot older. And I want to chill out. I want to relax. But that's the blueprint I give to you. The blueprints. So kick it 1, 2. Stay real, stay true, do you. 3, 4. and peace out. Word.